Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. Today we'll be running the April prep races covering weeks 14 to 16. On the agenda today we'll be covering the top 20 and then we're also going to add a black tie race to week 16 since there's only one race on that week. And we'll run the schedule for April. Finally, we'll cover the top 20 after the April races. At the end of the April races, that will conclude all the prep races. And then we'll go into a little analysis on which horses will be in our version of the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks. Kentucky Derby will go ahead and do 20 horses. I think the Kentucky Oaks will probably end up with 10. But we'll see how that goes after we run all the prep races through April. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the top 20. The Instant Coffee is leading the way with 100 victory points, Major Dudes at 100, and Who's in Philly at 100. And it looks like the two fields has 4 races. There's Thunder, they race in 5. So, let's go, before we get into the schedule of the races, let's review a few reports here. And the horses will go to stats. And again, we'll need to break down the genders between male and female for the running of the Kentucky Derby and the Kentucky Oaks. Let's go ahead and take a look at the males. Russia. And let's see the start. And you see there is Thunder with 5 starts. One race, and the other 4 races was out of the money. And Classic Car 1, you see there's quite a few horses that run 4 races. Now remember, when they're running these races, there's a good chance that they may have been in the heat race and then the finals for a particular race. Click on the winnings. And you see Instant Coffee and Verify have both cracked over 600,000, a couple 400,000. And you can see there's quite a few horses that have been able to win over 100,000 dollars through the prep racing. And you can see there's a little statistic here for grade 2 and grade 3 races. There hasn't been any horses run a grade 1 race. First grade 1 race will be the Kentucky Derby. Grade 2 races, there's a couple. And looks like Angel Empire has come in second place at 2. That's, I'm sorry. In grade 2 races, they've won 2 grade 2 races. And there seems a couple who won the grade 3 races. Okay, so let's go back here and take a look at a couple past performances so far. There's the coffee. You've seen that, yeah, that's the reason why he's run 3 races. As he's been in the major race too before the final race. Okay. He's just been in the Fountain of Youth race. I'm sure he'll be racing sometime here in April to get one more race in. Let's see, we got any horses here. And Chop Chop for so far one of the leading fillies, just ran one race and won it. Like that was like almost wire to wire. Let's see. You can look at. DK in a couple races. And again, we're just looking through a couple of these in no particular reason or order. And it's happened twice. He won the Tampa Bay Derby. She Phil's been in 4 races, and she actually been in 3 main 6 races and a division race. And the filters down here are kind of cool. It's making pretty much an encyclopedia thing. And if you happen to be in any other sets, you can select all data do. And if they happen to have different years cards, you can select all the cards. I don't think he's in anything else. That's his career record. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. There'll be quite a few races in the month of April that are all very, very important. Will be in the Kentucky Derby. Let's go to the schedule and see what we have. First up is the Gulfstream Park Oaks. Then there will be the Florida Derby, Division 1 and 2 in its final. And then we'll wrap up with the Arkansas Derby, which will be the most expensive purse so far in the series. It will be $1.25 million. Florida Derby will be $100,000, $1 million. We'll block that. So let's go ahead and view the Gulfstream Park Oaks. This is one of the Phillies races. Most of these horses would probably only run one time, if not at all. And there's the Division 1, there'll be 6. There's Forte and Stair, one of the favorites. And Division 2 has another 6, so that means Florida Derby will have 2 horses that will not make the cut. And there's Thunder Valley. Oh, he didn't make the cut the last race he was in. And then the Arkansas Derby, it has a full complement of 10. And you can see those are a lot of the horses that we've seen throughout the series. And there's Angel Empire with 3 races in under her belt. Under his belt. So let's go ahead and get this week 14 started. We'll start with the Phillies. It's off Green Park Oaks. We run a TRG down, $250,000, 8.5 furlong. Here's your morning line. Looks like it could be a very interesting race. A lot of horses are clumped together in the odds. So let's head out to TRG Downs. And we'll go through the field. There's Flex, Infinite Diamond, Just Catherine, Affirmative Lady, Miracle, Autonomously, Sacred Wish, and Darth Vader. I'm pretty sure everything is set up correctly here for the speed regulator. So let's head on to the track. Stewart Tower and Governor of King. The horses are at the starting gate and they're off. Going to the first two, we have Infinite Diamond in front. Darth Vader needs a little help with the auto jockey. Let's see what we need to do here. Has quite a few forward movement, almost as if we ought to just keep going. Let's see where he's at for. You need two to move out. One to move into a dark space, two to move out. One to move out of the dark space and one to move into the regular space. And you can't really do it sideways. You might be able to do the forward boost. You can use two sideways to get a forward. And that might be enough to get him out. Let's do that. And then he manages to go one more space to end the turn. Go back into spectator mode. And there we go. And heading into the back straight, we got Just Calculator, Miracle, 7 Sacred Wishes taking the lead, although they're all clumped up. There's 6 horses all fighting for first place there. And Perfect Lady, let's see what we can do here. This point has 4 left over. Could go out there and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and she'll be probably first out unless one of these two happen to catch up. I doubt it. Here we go, heading into the home stretch of the Sacred Wish. And Sacred Wish pulls off Infinite Diamond to take the win. And Sacred Wish, Infinite Diamond, Affirmative Lady, and Just Catherine. Okay. Let's go ahead and start the next race. This is the Division 1 race of Florida Derby. And there's the 6 horses there, as you see. That what they consider whatever rest of the field looks like, it should be a cakewalk. Let's see what happens. Oh, we'll go with Junk Frog. Position 1, Shaq Diesel. We've heard of him. Mr. Peaks. Miracolo. We've seen him run. Cyclone Mitchell. And Forte. Let's go ahead and get to the Stewart's Tower. Everything looks good. Horses are in the starting gate and they're off. And we have Jack Diesel with 4 left. Of course, 2 he's probably going to need to go out. So let's go ahead and see if we can help him out a little. And we're in the back straight, and it's Mr. Peach and Forte, three-way, and it's Mr. Peach over Forte. Forte finally takes the lead and wins going. Forte with the win, Mr. Peach second, Cyclone Mischief third. We're looking at that number 4 from the 5 and 6 boards. Yeah. And their hollow is at 154 inch Shack Diesel 154 too. Let's see if any not all the horses can beat them out in the Division 2 race. That set up. That was a 9 furlong race. And let's see what we have here. This here looks like a much better race as far as the morning line is concerned, with Ovation, the odds-on favorite. Quite a few of them that are shooting for getting qualified for the finals of the Florida Derby. Okay, announced in the field, we have West Coast Cowboy, Mage, Monica Star, Mr. Ripple, Fort Bragg, and Beverly Alney. Okay, let's get started. Right. Doing towers, and all the horses are in the starting gate, and we're off. Oh, Monica Star has a lot of movement left over, so we can help them out. Well, in order to get through that enough, I have to go outside. Let's go outside before he gets to the turn. And now he has the first shot to just go. And he'll take the lead right now. Going through the turn though with West Coast Cowboy with a very large lead over the Mage and Nautica Star, and it looks like he's just going to coast in for the win. Oh, let's take a look at the finish of these last horses, and even Neil, even Doobly Neil had a time better than the last two finishers in the Division 1 race, so he makes the cut, and the two horses in Division 1, the last two horses in Division 1 race did not make the cut. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the field for the Florida Derby. Okay, post position 1 is Jonathan. And Paco Lopez was the jockey. This here is everybody is carrying 122, so that makes it a little easier on us. Okay, horse 2 is West Coast Cowboy. And Sonny Leon is the jockey in this race for him. Position 3, check. One of the ones did not make the cut, so we passed him up. Go to Mage. We'll go into post position 3. We'll see it as. And the jockey for Mage. The Mage is Mr. Peaks. Riding him is Penguin Gomez. Edwin, not Elfin. And after Mr. Peaks is Nautical Star. I saw him by Leon Reyes. Okay, next there was Miracolo, but he missed the cut, so we skip him and go to Mr. Ripple. Baker Zayas is the jockey. Next is Cyclone Midship. Position 7. The jockey is Javier Castillo. Eight is Fort Bragg. Joe Rosario. Post 9 is for Tank, way out there. We'll see if he'll be able to make the up round. And Ira Ortiz and good jockey. And Mr. Double now. And Jose Ortiz is good jockey. Okay, so that's the field for the running of the Florida Derby. And it'll be run at Hialeah. Okay, go back to the schedule. We'll lock it, take a quick look at the field. Wow, that's even more than looking at this. Coffee Joseph Jr. 4 horses. C2 Racing on 2 of them. Wow, that's very interesting too. So let's go ahead and get the race started. This said 9 furlong, $1 million purse. Grade 1 race. Okay, so take a look here at the morning line. Really doesn't look like this is a very competitive field. Forte, even though he's in the 9th position, probably has a very good chance of winning this thing. Major's the only other one that can give him some trouble. Major's in post 3, so that may be the deciding factor there. Let's go ahead and start the race. We'll go through the field real quick. Jim Trot and West Coast Cowboy, Mage, Mr. Peaks, Nautica Star, Mr. Ripple, Cyclone Midship, Fort Bragg, Forte, and Jubilee Nell. Alright. Take a look. Look at the sewage tower. And looks like all the horses in the Thunder Gate, so let's see if Forte can actually come out of gate 9 and win this race. So supposedly just also rounds. So, yeah. As we get around the first turn, we have Forte out in the lead already, but in the back stretch, Cyclone Mischief catches up and Mr. Ripple. And Forte is so far has dropped back to fourth. And Mr. Pinks, of course, fourth. And do 12 points. See what we can do. Now, you can't come to this space here because if you move outside, you can't block, can't move outside and be in front of one. So he's going to have to move now. And then have enough, so we have to give him another point to get out there. And so he moves and passes a couple of horses right now in the 5th position. As we head into the back turn, we have Mage leading. Oh, number 6, Mr. Ripple into the fully up that maybe. Oh, maybe not. Let's see how that finishes. And it looks like there is a photo finish with Mr. Ripple and Forte. Go through the race results and see who won it. And it's Mr. Ripple by a neck. As Forte gave it all he had, so it wasn't quite enough. Comes in second place. Mr. Ripple comes away with $600,000, and fourth brag did not finish. What happened to the fourth brag? And there's your photo finish. And let's see when you figure out what happened to the fourth brag. There he is. Oh, fourth brag cuts his leg, pulls up and out for 2 months. That just about disqualifies him from racing in any of the Triple Crown races if we adhere to the injury. Okay, let's finish up week 14 races with the Arkansas Derby. Right now will be considered the most expensive course so far in the prep races. And of course, as like the Florida Derby and the Gulfstream Park Oaks, all of them will give a winner 100 Kentucky Derby victory points. So go ahead and get the Arkansas Derby up. It's also a 9 furlong race. And we'll be racing at TRG Downs. There's your field at 10. Half of the horses are considered also rounds. It looks like Angel of Empire is the odds-on favorite. Let's go through the field at 10. Furman Badge, Interlock Empire, Auto Cap, 2 Eagles River, Airtime, Angel Empire, Rocket Can, Reincarnate, King Russell, and Reroute 1. You know, there was a few horses in this race that we have seen racing earlier in the season. So spectator mode, check out the Stewart Tower. They're giving us the okay, and the race is underway. Out of the gate, it looks like it's Airtime. Airtime still has the lead going into the back stretch, and though he gets passed by quite a few horses. And right now we have Airtime. No, it's not Airtime. It's King Russell with the lead going into the home stretch. Angel Empire sneaks through and looks like he'll be the winner. Oh, interesting race that was. Angel Empire was not the leader until the final game turn of the race. Oh, it was Angel Empire, Rocket Can, Red Route 1, and King Russell. The top four. Angel Empire wins a whopping $750,000. Okay, we move on to the most uh, active week of the schedule. You see there's 11 races that we need to cover in a very there's 11 races we need to cover in this week's races. And once these races are done, that'll pretty much decide the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks Field. So let's go ahead and see what races are up. We have the base short stake, $200,000, 10 Kentucky Derby points, grade 3, lock in. And then we have the Wood Memorial Division 1 and 2 races. And we also have the Toyota Bluegrass Division 1 and 2 races. Then we have the Brazil Stakes for the fillies. It's worth 100 Kentucky Derby points for the fillies. And let's see, we have Sandia Oaks, another fillies race. That has a $400,000 purse, and Kentucky Derby 100 points for the winner. And we have Action, which is the third fillies race on the card. $600,000 with 100 Kentucky Derby points on the line. And then we'll get into the Sandia Derby, which is $750,000 and 100 Kentucky Derby points there. And then the last two races are the finals of the Wood Memorial, $750,000, and the Toyota Bluegrass at $1 million. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the races started. Okay, the first base short race is one of our shorter races. It's 7 furlongs. Looks like it could be a very competitive race. It's being raced at Aqueduct, the base short stakes. $200,000 purse. Now let's go ahead and go through the field. Bento, number 1. Gilmore 2. Victory Way 3. Daydreaming Boy 4. Joey Freshwater 5. Expected Value 6. And Moving Right 7. So go ahead and get this race started. And they're off. And you get back straight. Looks like it's Moving Right, leading the way. Going around the far turns and into the home stretch, it's Moving Right. Like it's passed by Joey Freshwater. And Joey Freshwater wins the race. Victory Way and Moving Right. Okay, here's the final for this race, and that's, if you look down here, it looks like Arafano 1 out over Proven Right. I had thought Proven Right had came in third, but no, Arapato, Victory Way second, and Joey Freshwater first. Okay, let's head over to the next race. That's the Wood Memorial Division 1 race. Guess we can view the race card. See a couple of horses that we've seen run before. Lauren Miles and Flip Mahoney. Running in the second division. And Shallow Dragon, we've seen him before. Hit Show, Crypto, Culture with 2 horses in that race. Uh, let's go ahead and run the two Wood Memorial Division races. 9 furlong, grade 2. Oh wow, looks like Lord Miles and everybody else. Let's see how that develops. So we have Dreamlike, Knox, Cliff Mahoney, Lord Miles, Uncle Jack, and Mr. Swagger. Hey, so Tower gives the okay and they're off. They go around the first turn. We have Lord Miles first, and Knox and Lord Miles. Lord Miles looks like he's going to be the odds-on winner here. Not much of a race as far as that's concerned, but that is just the Division 1 race. So, take a look here, and so let's see, we have Knox finishing at 152, and Uncle Jack finishing at 152.4. For the Wood Memorial. Okay, let's go ahead and get the Division 2 race up and see who will qualify for the finals at the Wood. Hey, here looks like it's a much better race, although Hit Show is definitely the odds-on favorite, and everybody else is pretty close and could be factors in the race. Okay, let's see what the field is. Shadow Dragon, General Banker, Arctic Arrogance, Cupid, Classic Catch, and Hit Show. I think most of these, if not all of them, have been in previous races that we've seen. So let's see how they run in this race. See what Tower says. Everything good, and they're off. And it looks like it's General Banker with the lead in the back straight, although a few horses did catch up. Classic Catches moved out in front, now Arctic Arrogant. And there was a back and forth race, so it looks like Arctic Arrogant won this Division 2 race. We'll see. Okay, so Uncle Jack in the Division 1 race had a 154. He's definitely out. And then that was knocked at 152. Oh, it looks like Crouppen is going to be the second one not to make the cut. 152.6. Okay, so we'll go ahead and verify that by taking a look at the results here. And that was Knox was 152.0, so Knox makes the cut, and Crouppen doesn't. Okay, so let's go on to the Toyota Bluegrass. To the division races. Let's see who will qualify for the Bluegrass finals. Okay, again, it's a 9 furlong race. No Kentucky Derby point. This here looks, I say Trippin Twice might be wire to wire since he's in post position 1 with the best morning line. Maybe verify and stay close to him. Let's see how it does go out. We have Trippin Twice, verifying, Hayes Strikes, Sun Thunder, Major Blue, and Multi-Dolls March. First time I think I've seen this horse. Okay, Stuart Tower says everything's a go, told her off. We're at TRG down, running the Toyota Bluegrass division races, and we have verifying with the lead. Hey, there's that miniature of March. go outside and actually tied, verifying right now. Let's see if that holds up. Oh my God, ew, wow. We have Minnesota March might have an upset here in the Division One Toil of Blue Grouse race. We have Tappan play, and we have a photo finish, so we'll check the final results. And the finish, and the Tappan twice wins by a head. Oh, 4, 6. So we have Thunder, 153, 2, and Hayes Strike. At 151.6. Now let's see if the horses in the Division 2 race will do better on that to qualify and make the cut. Still have to get the Division 2 race going on the Toyota Bluegrass here at TRG Downs. Oh wow, this should be a very entertaining race. Even the number 1 is way out in post position 5. So let's go ahead and run it, see what happens. Clear air, clear the air, then classic car wash. We remember classic Toomey Quanto, we know Toomey. Blazing 7 and the raised cane. We're all set. Let's see if the Stewart Tower is good to go. And they're off. So far it's a very tight race. And we have classic car wash, but so no. Looks like Raising Cane finally gets a little bit of distance and wins the race. There is a jockey inquiry though, but no foul. Let's take a look at Clearo with last, but he makes the cut. So there's only one horse that won't make the cut, that's Thunder. Everybody else makes the cut. Okay, so now we get into a section of the schedule where there's 3 back-to-back-to-back Phillies races. All have a bearing on the Kentucky Oaks races. Let's view the field for these 3 races and run them. And as you can see, we probably haven't seen too many of these Phillies racing yet. And you do see that Phillies are being trained by some very good trainers here, so there could be some excellent racing. Here's the Santa Anita Park, Santa Anita Oaks, 8 horses. And Phillies, Prophet's got 1 there. Take a look at the Ashland Stakes. Pitcher has 1. Chad Brown has 1. Still very good trainers training these fillies. So, like I said, maybe we'll have 3 very good races. So, first filly race up is the Gazelle Stakes, 250,000. They do pick up 100 Kentucky Oaks victory points. They could be used for the Kentucky Derby too if we decide that they've done so well that they could, one of these could be entered into the Kentucky Derby. Now with the 9 furlong race, we're running the race at Aqueduct. Here's your odds, and like I thought, these are very, very competitive. morning line. So it'd be a very good race. Where Ashton will announce the horses is Capella, Gambling Girl, Frosty O2, Promise America, Occult, and she's Hutty. Okay, sure. And we're to look down the Stewart Tower, and they're all set, so we're good to go, and they're off. Leading the backstretch, we have Frosty O'Toole. But still, there's 4 or 5 horses all clumped together. Frosty O'Toole gets a little bit of a lead between them, but horse, oh my God, who was that? Shibili and Capella looked like they could have passed Frosty O'Toole at the finish line. And the Capella first. Should be at C second and Frosty O'Toole third. Gambling Girl does get a few points for coming in fourth. Okay, I guess we head over to the second race. That'll be at Santa Anita Park. Let's see, first is $400,000. So let's get over to Santa Anita Park and end this race. Here it's a little different than the Brazil race. It's right. That seems to be the odds-on favorite. Looks like everybody else will be trying for second and third place. Okay, here's the field. Vagrants, Yellow, Clearly Unhinged, Flick H, Fans, Window Shopping, and Tell Me Knowles, and Don't Get Pickled. Alright, let's see if Stewart Tower's all set. And they're off. Going into the first turn, we have a couple horses out front. Sheila has taken the lead, and then Sarah and Tell Me Knowles passes them. And as we get into the home stretch, and whoa, you see those two horses, and Tell Me Knowles and Friends are just whizzed by Clearly Unhinged, and it looks like it, and Tell Me Knowles outlast Friends at the finish line. Yep, and Tell Me Knowles is the winner, faces second, Clearly Unhinged third, Clickage fourth, and Tell Me Knowles just for 100 points for the Kentucky Oak. I assume she'll be in that race. And then we have the Ashland Stakes. It's worth the most out of the 3 fillies. The first is $600,000. Again, the Kentucky Derby points up for grabs is 100. So let's see, will this race be raced over at the TRG Downs? 8.5 furlong. We definitely have 2 very good horses as far as the morning line is concerned. It could be head and head. We'll see how that develops. The rest of the horses will probably be trying to get third or fourth place. So let's go to the track and get this race set up. Okay, Pride of the Dial, Wonder Wheel, Guns and Graces, not quite Guns and Roses, Julia Shining, Punch Bowl, Deafening Purpose, and Effortlessly Elegant. Ooh. Okay, the Stewart Tower just announced the horses are in the starting gate, and we're off. Getting out first is Wonder Wheel with a pretty big lead on everybody else so far. But Julia Shining is just past Wonder Wheel on the back straight, and this Looks like it's gonna be Julia shining for the. Oh no! It's Wonder Wheel came back, and they a photo finish, and they give the win to Wonder Wheel. Julia shining, Stephanie Perfect, and effortlessly Allinger. Okay, so that wraps up all the fillies as far as they're competing for the Kentucky Oaks. So now we're going to run the Santa Anita Derby, another 100-point race, and of course it's 750,000. We'll take a look at that field, and there should be a few horses that we've seen before. National Treasure, One in a Million, Low Expectations. I think he'll run a race or two. Let's go ahead and get this race started. Here's the odds here, and Practical Move looks like it's a shoe-in. Skinner is the next best, and he's a 17 to 1. And then everybody else is not so well. Okay, so let's go to the track. We're at Santa Anita Park for Santa Anita Derby, 9 furlong race. Let's do the field. Prove it right. I don't get it. Bill Rocket Right. I remember that one, but I can't pronounce it. One in a Vermilion, Practical Move, National Treasure, Skinner, Dazzle Me Silver, and Low Expectations. Okay, let's go ahead and get the race started here. Stuart Tower says we're all go. Horses are in the starting gate, and we're off. Going into the first turn, it's Prove It Right with a small lead over Don't Get It. We have Skinner, has some extra moves that we'll see if we can do a bit better. 13, I think he gets in there straight. Resume spectator mode, and we still have Prove It Right in the lead, and the back straight. And still Prove It Right, actually getting a little bit of a lead. And Skinner again. Another big. Have to go outside. You gotta do it again. And right now he moves up to third. And going around the back turn, it's still Proven Right. And Skinner. Skinner and Proven Right. Skinner. Oh. Low Expectations. That's number 9. He got boxed in there by auto jockey. Let's see if you can do better. Seems like he ought to just went outside. And you start spectator mode. And there's the finish. It looks like Skinner held off Practical Move. So Skinner with the win, Practical Move second, Low Expectation third, and National Treasure fourth. Skinner managed to haul off $450,000 in that race. Not bad. Okay, so we're down to the two finals, Wood Memorial and Toyota. We'll add the field for the Wood. Okay, they had They had 12 horses, so 2 aren't going to make it. That was Uncle Jack and Cryptic. Everybody else makes the cut. Let's go ahead and get that in. And all horses must carry 123, so we'll have to worry about the weight, just who's in what post position. Dreamlight is in the first post position. Jose Ortiz. Second is Shadow Dragon. And it's a console. The jockeys for Shadow Dragon. Third post is Knox. Written by Gomez. Fourth position is General Banker. And Hellington. First time I think I mentioned that jockey's name, Frankie Pelleton. Next, Ultimate 5 is Slip Mahoney. Dylan Davis is the jockey. We have Arctic Arrogance, or in post position 6. Post position, and that was the Electrano, that's here. We have Lord Miles. In post position 7, Paco Lopez is actually going to ride him today. And then Crookpick is not mixed the cut. Uncle Jack didn't mix the cut, so we're down the classic catch. With McCartney. So McCartney riding classic catch. Post 9 is Mr. Swagger. With Carlos Rivero. And it's a jockey and final in post position 10 is Hit Show. And they'll be ridden by Manuel Franco. Okay, so that's the field for the Wood Memorial Finals. We'll save that. Go back to the schedule. May as well fill in the race for these Toyota Blue Class too. Get those out of the way, and then we can just run them back to back. I have the field for Toyota. The only horse that missed the cut there was Sun Thunder. So, different choice is post position 1. Louis Sayers. Post position 2 is Clear in the Air. With Antenna, the jockey, Ricardo Antenna. Third is Verified. let's see, Raffaello, Tyler, and everybody carries 123 on this one too, so it makes it easier on the waist again. Classic car wash. He has Castellano, the jockey here. Hey, fifth spot is Hayes Strike. Graham. Sixth spot is Spoomy. Oh, Spoomy. There you are. Spoomy is Moon Machado is the jockey. 7 is would have been on Thunder, but he did not make the cut, so it goes to Blazing Sevens. And he has Ira Ortiz. And jockey. Again, one of the best jockeys in the set. And Major Blue. Or 8 with David Cabrera. And it's Raised Kane. With Joe Rosario. And in the 10th position is M. March. And Ryan Hernandez is his jockey. There he is. Okay, that looks like that's it for the field for the Toyota Blue Cross Finals. Okay, let's get back to the schedule. We can now lock both of the fields. We've just gone over the field, so I don't think there's any. Well, yeah, you can see who the owners are and trainers of the horses. See if anything interesting there. Todd Hutchin has 2. Coffee Joseph has 2. And there you go with that field. Let's take a quick look at the Toyota Bluegrass field. Emmett McPeak has 2. Culture has 1. Brad Cox has 1. Chad Brown, Lucas, very good trainers training this set of horses. Okay, let's go ahead and run the next race in the Win Memorial, 750,000, 100 Kentucky Derby points on the line. 9 furlong race. There's your morning line. Lord Miles is definitely the favorite. Hit show, although Thornton in 10 may have a chance to be competitive. Most everybody else is kind of also around, so it'll be very interesting to see how the rest of the horses fare in this race. Okay, let's go over the horses real quick. You have Dreamlight, Shadow Dragon, Knox, General Baker, Flip Mahoney, Arctic Arrogance, Lord Miles, Classic Catch, Mr. Swagger, and Hitch Show. See, Lord Miles be out of the gate that's really important when you get into the stretch as quick as you do in this on this track. Now let's go ahead and check the track steward. The horses are in the starting gate, and we're off. Well, as we're getting out of the first turn, it's Arctic Arrogance with the lead. And Classic Catch has a few extra points to use up. We'll fly them. Oh. And this is one of the things about the Hialeah Race Park. These are still considered as turning lanes for this particular park. Most parks are back at fully watching 1 movement point to move inside or out once they get into the stretch, but these are not considered a stretch yet because of how this meshes in, and you have the little chute right here. So you have to spend another point. It's probably going to make it not as worthwhile at all. Okay, so we did pass course 1. That was Dreamlight. And there we go, the back straight, and we have Lord Miles with the lead. And then Arctic Arrogance just passed them, and even Knox is now ahead. A 3-way race here, and it looks, well, first off we have photo finish with Lord Miles and Arctic Arrogance, and Knox looks like he came in third. There you go, Arctic Arrogance pulled the upset over Lord Miles by a neck. Knox and hit show. Arctic Arrogance picked up 100 points in that win and $450,000. Okay, well, we're going into the final race of the week 15. Let's go ahead and get Toyo Bluegrass going. Okay, there's the morning line. Again, this tells me that this is not a very, very good field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the 10 horses have extremely high morning line odds with Different Twice, Verifying, and Raised Cane being the favorites, and Raised Cane being out in 9 probably going to have a hard time. Okay, so we're TRG down to run the finals of the Toyo Bluegrass. So we have Different Twice, Clear the Air, Verifying, Classic Car Wash, Cane Strike, Gumi Quadra, Blazing 7, Major Blue, Raising Cane, and M. March, Manitoto's March. Okay. Let's go to the Stewart Tower. And they're off. And right now going into the first set of turns, Classic Car Watch seems to have the lead. We already have a jockey inquiry. And let's see. Oh, basically got a little bit of ground there if I go way outside. See if that'll help them out at the end. Okay, and March also picked up a little ground by going outside. There you go. When the back stretch in classic car wash and verifying their leading the pack. Scooby now second. Classic car wash looks like he may win unless there's a rush in here, and there isn't. Classic car wash wins the race. And wow, looking at $318 if you bet on Classic Car Wash, he wins. Tap it twice. Second, Scooby. Boswell. Third, clear the airport. Okay, so that ends week 15. We're now on the final week of the prep races. Just two races here. The Lexington Stakes and the Arley Handicap, which is just running of the rest of the horses that did not get a chance to run in the prep races. Oh, let's go ahead and review the field. Lexington Stakes, 10 horse field. Brad Cox has a couple horses in the race along with Osmond and Emmett P. Daffy Joseph also has one. Baffert has a horse here. And you can see it's a $400,000 purse, 20 points to the winner. At 20 points could get them into the Kentucky Derby based on how many points they have already run this year. And if you're the field here at Arlington Handicap, again, these are all the horses that did not get an opportunity to run any of the prep races. So we'll just run those just to give them a chance to run in the race. And you see there's a few horses by Todd Felcher back here. Scott McGrady's got one. Brad Cox, Mike Cassie. Still has to be quite a few good horses in this race. So we'll go ahead and run the next race, the Lexington 8 mile and a quarter, 8.5 furlongs, grade 3, 20 Kentucky Derby points on the line. This is actually a pretty good race compared to some of the big time races as far as what the odds is concerned. So, hey, it might actually be a good race. And look at that guy there, Curly Lariamo. All right. Of course, he has the least chance to win from what the odds. So we're here at TRG down for the Lexington Stakes. Let's go over the field. Baseline Beater, Reinvent, Demolition, Duke, First Mission, Disarm, Remington, Empire Strikes Fast, Prairie Hawk, Curly Lariamo, and Arabian Lion. Let's take a look at Curly Lariamo's card. Oh boy, no wonder they're last 65 rating. They're going to have a tough time unless they roll a few sevens. They do have a pretty nice second column if they can just get to it. Didn't do anything in real life. 2 races, one whopping $4,000. Alright. Okay. Okay, class 2 it gives the okay and they're off. Oh, leading right now is First Mission. We have Empire Strikes Back needs to use up a few more points. Shoot, have a tough time moving there. Can't even do that though. Looks like he's stuck there. Maybe we just undo that. We'll just put him behind that one horse. Just leave him there. Okay, restart. Resume the spectator mode and there we go. Right now, first mission's out in front. Still has a pretty good lead. In fact, he's now distanced himself from the pack. Easy win for first mission. It'll be interesting for second, third, and fourth. You see there's a photo finish for that. Okay, first mission, Demolition 2, Disarm and Arabian Lion for second, third, and fourth. Okay, so that's it for the Lexington. Now that's it for all the official prep races. Again, this race here is just a race of all the rest of the horses that have not run a race during the series. So, and you see, this looks to be a pretty good race as far as wagering is concerned. Except Curry, of course, is no favorite. This is lane one, which gives them a minor advantage. So let's see how this goes. So we have, of course, we have Caro Corset and Macabre, probably named Macabre, Dune in Colorado, Fort Warren, Manchow, Pleasant Passage, Wadsworth, Web Slinger, and Wild Nut. So go ahead and get the last race on the schedule before the Kentucky Derby. Go off. Then we have Duke in Colorado leading the race, and he has a pretty big gap between him and horse second and third, and looks like it's going to be a cakewalk for Duke in Colorado. And it looks like he easily wins the race. So that's your finisher, Duke in Colorado. Cali a Cold Dog, Fort Warren, and Pleasant Passage is the final results of the last race on the card. And we did have a jockey inquiry with Wadsworth. Okay, so next on the agenda is the Kentucky Oaks and Kentucky Derby. That'll be episode 5, and it'll probably be run sometime next week. Not really sure. Maybe over the weekend. Just stay tuned. We'll have an announcement on when that race will be, when this week's race will be run. Okay, so last thing we'll do is kind of go over the top horses. As I said before, it's in the top 20, unless there's any fillies in the top 20. They'll move over to the Kentucky Oaks. And here are your victory point winners. Angel of the Empire went 4 for 4. It definitely has to be the favorite for the Kentucky Derby. And there's Skinner, Classic Car Wash. She was quite a few hundred point winners. Here, so a good chance that all these horses, well, excellent chance, all these horses will be in the Kentucky Derby, except for the few fillies. So, again, the next episode we'll announce the field for the Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks, and then we'll run the races for the first leg of the first race of the Triple Crown. So, that's it from TRG Central. This is Gary signing off. Have a nice day. Bye.